Hey everybody, what's up? Tyler here with TGameNTech, and welcome back to the third podcast in our podcast series that does not have a name. If you have a name for the podcast, you can always suggest it down in the comments below on YouTube, or message me on YouTube, or comment in the comment section on tgameandtech.com, or contact me some other way if you have a suggestion for the name. And so today we're going to be doing something that's a little bit different. We're actually going to have a kind of a shout out section called What I Have Been Watching. It's going to be talking about some of the different things I've been watching on YouTube, some different channels, and then we'll get into the actual topics of the day. And so, well, what have I been watching? In the gaming side of things, I've been watching Super MC Gamer. He's been doing a series with the drop map with Yoshi Mario, and that's really fun and entertaining to watch. MC has a great personality, very entertaining. He rages a lot too in some of his videos. I'm also watching his Desert Tour series, which is a Minecraft parkour map that's desert themed, and it's very good. He has a very nice channel. You should go check it out. And so I've been watching him and his channel. Once again, his name's MC Gamer. The actual YouTube channel is Super MC Gamer. I'll put the link in the description for all these channels when it's uploaded later today on YouTube. I've also been watching Doc M77's SimCity series. I have SimCity myself, and it's very addicting. And I've been watching his series called the Simtastic 4. That's right, because him and 3 other people are together building a city in a region, and you'll have to watch the series to kind of understand why they call it the Simtastic 4. And so, of course, it's a play off the Fantastic Four. But that's kind of what I've been watching. I've been watching him and his series. I always watch his Minecraft videos. He has great Minecraft videos. So you can check out his channel as well. It is Doc M77. And as far as non-gaming channels, I've been watching Social Blade's video tips. If you go to Social Blade's YouTube channel, youtube.com/socialblade, you can see not only partner spotlights, but you can see all kinds of YouTube tips, such as video content, promoting your content, video responses, a lot of other things. And they're very well done. Dave does them from Sonic Orb Studios, and he does a very good job on them. And they are good YouTube tips. You should take into consideration what a lot of them say. And if you are curious about any kind of YouTube tips, I have a YouTube tip series as well on my channel, TGameNTech. Just search TGameNTech YouTube tips or find them as a playlist on my channel, and you can see them there. And the last channel I'm going to talk about is Lamar Wilson, and I just shook my whole desk. He is a tech-themed channel. He doesn't always talk about tech. His latest video is 7 Facts About Me. It's kind of more of a vlog-ish video, and that's what I watched. He talked about 7 facts that we definitely did not know about him in his past, and how he was a bad child. Shame, Lamar, bad child. But yeah, he asked about an embarrassing story from our childhood, and I talked about whenever I held a Dalmatian up by its tail upside down when I was like a toddler, and apparently I'm a terrible person for being like a 2-year-old and holding animals upside down by their tail. There's video of it, and family always seems to want to remind me. And so yeah, it was interesting. And that is really all I have in terms of channels. Lamar Wilson, he does a lot of other videos too. You should go check him out. He's the world's funniest tech news reporter. That's what he claims to be, and I think he is, because nobody else really claims to be the funniest tech reporter or tech person out there. So Lamar is. And so now that we've covered what we've been watching, if you're curious about how to get in this section, what I've been watching, well, it's just what videos I watch, what channels I watch. It's not necessarily people I'm subscribed to. It's just something I've watched recently in the past couple days, or in the day before, or the day of. And so now we're going to get into the actual topical stuff of the podcast. And first, we're going to be talking about Android or iOS. And so there's always this constant battle: Android or iOS. What's better, Android or iOS? What's better for you, or what's better for me? It's all very relative. For me right now, Android's better for me because I have the Galaxy S3, and I think it's a great phone. I'm actually running CyanogenMod 10 on it, 10.1 on it right now. It gives me that stock Android feel. I know it's not exactly stock Jelly Bean, like pure Jelly Bean. It has a couple more features, but it's about as close as you can get, and I really enjoy it. And yep, right there's my Google Keep Notes. Can you see them? I hope you can see them. I enjoy Android, but I also enjoy iOS. I have my iPad wherever it's at. I use my iPad still. I use it for things like GarageBand whenever I'm trying to figure out like a song, playing it musically, for watching videos sometimes or sharing video with family members, because the Nexus 4 screen isn't just big enough. I mean, it's only probably about that big. The iPad screen is probably like that. And so that little bit of difference, little bit of screen size actually makes a big difference. So that's kind of a device difference right there. I mean, if I had the Nexus 10, I'd probably use the Nexus 10 over the iPad, but I don't. And so back to the Android versus iOS. A lot of people say if you use Android, you have to hate iOS, or some people think that, and that's definitely not true. I use both, and I enjoy both, and I there's nothing wrong with using both in one ecosystem because it's possible, because I do it. I know there are people out there who use Macs and use Android phones. You can do both kind of ecosystems, devices in one ecosystem. What am I even trying to say? I'm pretty sure Lamar Wilson does that. He does most of his work on a Mac, but he's using the Galaxy Note 2, I think. And so Google has done a good job with Android and letting their products be available on non-Android devices such as Gmail, Google Drive. Google Keep is Android only at the moment, but you can get it for the desktop for anything because it's accessed through the browser. And so you can have all of your Google stuff on a Mac through Google Drive, Google Keep, Gmail, Google Calendar, all kinds of stuff, and you can have it synced to your Android phone. Now, of course, iOS to OS 10 is going to be a little bit better. Obviously, it's going to be more synced. It's going to be more wholesome, and just it's going to work a little bit better. But using Android and OS 10 with a Mac, it's perfectly fine, and you can actually do it. Now, there's really no Android computer software. I mean, there's Chromebooks, but that doesn't count. And so you can use like really anything with an iPhone or anything with an Android. Say you use Windows with an iPhone. I did that for a while. I mean, it works just as fine. It's not as polished as OS 10 with an iPhone, but this section, I just want to kind of talk about Android and iOS. There's a lot of hate between both of them. I don't know why. I don't know why people on Android hate iOS and people with iOS hate Android. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. And through being on YouTube and having a tech channel, and we're going to transition to our next topic really smoothly until I said that, but now you're going to notice that it's such a transition. On YouTube, I've seen that the tech community can be extremely rude, like extremely rude. I have the Galaxy S3, like I said, and I've used that since June or something like that. And I switched to the iPhone 4 a while ago, just to test some things out, test some apps out. I talked about this in a previous video. You can check it out on TGameNTech. Because I wanted to use Vine, honestly, because Vine is not available for Android, and I ranted about that in the last video, in the last vlog, podcast, wow. And I just wanted to try it out. I want to use different apps. I just want to go back to iOS, see how big of a change it'd be going from the Galaxy S3 to the iPhone 4, and I made a whole video about it. And so I just switched back to the Galaxy S3 about a week or so ago, and someone's like, "You switched from the iPhone 4 to the Galaxy S3, ... And it's like, yes. Like, is there a problem? Is there an issue? And now, I mean, they weren't like being absolutely rude. They were just like, "I can't believe you did that. Why did you do that?" And I don't have such a problem like that on my channel. I don't get people who come and say, "Oh my gosh, you're a terrible person for switching to iOS or Android." But I do see on other channels, like Lamar's channel, people gave him a lot of hate for switching to Android. And it's his preference. Why are people in the technology community so rude and just like chastise people and ridicule them for having a phone choice or a mobile operating choice? It's not like I'm saying something completely irrational or doing something completely terrible. It's your phone choice. I just turned my phone on vibrate and I didn't want to do that. And it's just really, I just don't understand it. Are people like from the tech community, are they like insecure about something? Like, do they feel like if they can defend their mobile platform that it makes them feel superior? Or, I'm not exactly sure. But I do think the tech community can be actually rather rude. And it's pretty pathetic whenever you look around and you see the way some people comment on some videos and they ridicule people and they insult them, like personally insult them on the basis of a phone choice or a tablet choice. That's just ridiculous. And yeah, I think some people need to take care of their issues. And so yeah, people do love to hate. I'm reading some of the comments on YouTube right now. Trace6417 says, people love to hate, and I completely agree with that. People just seem to hate for no reason. Someone says, I have the HTC One S. It didn't update to Jelly Bean yet. I hate it. Yes, that is an issue that Android has, fragmentation. And that's one reason a lot of people say, you know, Android's bad because there's so much fragmentation. A lot of devices are still running gingerbread. And, you know, they don't update. And that's really the carrier, not the carrier, the manufacturer's fault as well as the carriers. It's not Google's fault at all. But I do think Google should be more pushing about manufacturers getting their hardware and software upgraded on their hardware. And Ninja Shinori, I say phone oddly. It's because I have a Pennsylvania Dutch accent. And people point that out all the time. But that's okay. You can point it out if you want. And so, we're done talking about the tech community and how rude it is. We don't want to talk about that anymore. So next, I want to talk about ads on YouTube. And why ads exist. And Adblock, stuff like that. And so, ads on YouTube have obviously been coming... You know, they've been becoming more popular as time goes on. At first, we were like, oh my gosh, you're putting ads on YouTube. How could you do such a thing? And now they're much more accepted. Honestly, I don't mind ads at all. Now, if it's like a 10-minute ad, like I'm skipping it, okay? Usually, I mean, even if it's a 2-minute ad, unless it's like a movie trailer that something looks good, I'm going to skip it. 30-second ads, though, no issue with it. 45 seconds, a minute, really, I have no issue. But some people are just completely outraged at the fact that there's ads on YouTube. How could you do such a thing to our beloved YouTube? And it's like, well, you watch television with like 3 minutes worth of ads between your TV shows and you don't seem to have a problem with it. But I think it's that we're so used to sitting right here and being able to control what happens on this screen. When you're on your computer, you feel like you can control like what's going on, and whenever something pops up that you don't have control of, like an ad, people get a little bit ticked off. And so I can see where they're coming from that point of view, but at the same time, you watch television with ads and you don't complain. And so unless you have DVR and you fast forward through them. But ads on YouTube are becoming a thing. They're becoming more and more of a thing, and I have no problems with them. And one of the biggest reasons I don't have a problem with them is that they are what pay YouTubers like myself. People who are partnered, either with YouTube directly or through a network, and even people who aren't partnered or who are AdSense partners who aren't really full partners, they get paid by people viewing ads on their YouTube channels. They also get paid for people clicking the ads and then going, like, spending time on the page. False clicking your ads, that's a no-go. Don't do that. But people get paid with ad impressions, people watching the whole ad, and ad clicks, people clicking on the ads and actually interacting with the ads and stuff like that. And so I have no problem with ads. If I see a YouTube channel that has ads and I support ads, and that I just completely lost my train of thought. If I see a YouTube channel that I support, I watch them, and they have ads on their video, I'm going to watch that ad to support that YouTuber because I know they're going to get paid from me watching their ad. And so that's kind of my way. I support a lot of YouTubers. I sit there and I watch their ads. Now, I don't click on them and then exit out, giving them false clicks, because that doesn't help anybody. But I do sit there and I watch through the whole ad. That does help them. And so I encourage you that if you want to support your YouTuber that you enjoy, watch their ads. Don't sit there and click on their ads. Don't like tell your whole family member, everybody get on the computer and click the ads, because you don't want to do that. But that's one way that a lot of people support YouTube channels, and that's one way I support YouTube channels. One thing that really irritates me, though, is when people use Adblock. After having my own YouTube channel and getting paid from it, I see people's frustration with Adblock because I'm now on the receiving end of it. I know a lot of people use Adblock, and I'm not going to criticize them because, you know, that's their own personal choice, but it does irritate me when people use Adblock, and because you're really not supporting your YouTuber if you use Adblock. Now, I'm pretty sure there are actually ways where you can set up so Adblock doesn't work on certain sites. And so you might be, somebody told me that they set up Adblock so that Adblock is not enabled on my YouTube channel. I don't know. I guess you can do that. I don't know. I don't use Adblock. But it's like, okay, thank you for doing that. You took time out and you thought, hey, I'm going to make it sure Adblock does not run on your YouTube channel. And so that's what I kind of, okay, if you use Adblock, good for you, I guess. You're kind of jipping some YouTubers out of a little bit of money, because I don't know. I mean, if you guys have opinions on Adblock, yeah, Adblock on sites that are extremely intrusive with their ads, okay, like I'll let you go. Like that's completely acceptable. Like sites that pop up ads all the time, like ad. Yeah, you can use Adblock there. I have no issue with that. I have sites running on my site, TGameNTech.com, but I don't think they're that obtrusive. There's a banner ad, and then there's a couple ads down along the side, and then there's an ad under each post. But they're not like huge. They're just like little bar ads. But yeah, pop-up ads, yeah, you can use Adblock on that because they can be really annoying. But ads on YouTube, I don't really pay attention to them. My mind goes into blank mode every time it comes on. Yeah, I mean, honestly, sometimes I won't even watch the ad. I'll just let it play and then go to another window. And then when I come back, the video is already halfway done. But yeah, Adblock, I don't enjoy it. I think it's, I don't enjoy it on YouTube. I'll say that. I think Adblock, people should remove Adblock for YouTube, and they should support the YouTubers that they enjoy watching. And so, lastly, I don't even know how long we've been going because I started recording before the actual podcast. We're going to talk about the Wii U, the Xbox, whatever the next one is, and the PS4. And so, TGameNTech, let's talk about some game. And the Wii U is out. I have it. I enjoy it. I've just finished up New Super Mario Bros. U on my gaming channel, Player Select Gaming, and I have the review of it up here on TGameNTech. And I will say that it was a fun game, and I enjoy the Wii U. Now, the library for the Wii U isn't that great at the moment. There are a couple things like Black Ops 2. What else? Is there like a Lego game that's out right now? Nintendo Land. Zombie U, New Super Mario Bros. U. I'm sure there are others, but I'm missing them. But there's really no other solid first-party launch titles. I wish there be another one, but they'll be coming. But I have the Wii U. I enjoyed it. I think it's a great system. We heard about the PS4. We haven't actually seen it. All they said was, here it is. Here's the controller. La-di-da. And the Xbox, we don't really have any idea about the Xbox. But people were already saying that the PS4 and the Xbox are the only contenders for the next generation of consoles. And it's like, the Wii U's already released. Like, why are you, you're saying that a console that hasn't even been released yet is going to be the next best thing. And you haven't even seen the PlayStation 4. I saw some comments on the latest Nintendo video showing the comparison between the two Wii U startups, a Wii U startup on old software and a Wii U startup on the new updated software, which takes like 5 seconds, which is great. The old one took like 15 or 20. People were saying Wii U will fail, Wii U will fall, PS4 will rise and dominate. And it's like, I commented, I said, those are brave words for a console you haven't even seen. And so, there's just a stigma out there that the Wii U is destined to fail because people still see it as kiddie when it's not. It can perform great. And it performs well from what I've played it. I think the graphics look great, and I'm not a graphics person as it is. So, I mean, if you want the best graphics, go play on a PC. Quit ranting on your PS4 and your Xbox, whatever that you haven't even seen yet, and go play PC games. But it just really annoys me when people don't even include the Wii U in the conversation. They're like, so what's going to be better, the Xbox or the PlayStation 4? And it's like, what about the Wii U? Why are you counting it out? I think there's a huge generation gap and there's a huge difference because there's the generation me, at least I know, personally me, I care about gameplay. I care about storyline. I care about the way the game works. I don't care so much about graphics. Yes, I want a game to look good, but that's not why I buy a game. I don't buy a game because it has the best graphics out there. I feel like that there's a generation that's growing up and they're like, oh my gosh, these graphics look the best. That means the game's automatically the best thing ever. The game could have terrible gameplay. It could be the worst game ever developed. But if it looks pretty, they're going to say it's the best. It's going to be the game of the year. No, that's not how it works. These people, like, they just don't get that games are not just pretty. Games are, they're games because of their gameplay. That's why they call it gameplay, not video graphics. We don't say, oh, we're going to go play video graphics. No, we're going to play video games, gameplay. So the focus should be on gameplay. And you think the Wii U might be the next Dreamcast forgotten. That is not going to be true. I'm not hating you for that. You can have your opinion. But I will say right now that the Wii U is going to be extremely successful. Nintendo has just figured out online, and they've just gotten in the HD sphere. And so I think they're going to do very well. Honestly, I think the new Super Smash Bros. Game might be one of the best games ever. With the graphics, yes, I just got done talking about how graphics are important, but the graphics are going to look good. The gameplay, we're gonna have the Wii U Pro controllers. The downloadable content in the form of characters. Now, I'm just speculating. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I'm guessing because there's downloadable content for new Super Mario Bros. U. There's going to be downloadable content for Super Smash Bros. Downloadable content in the form of characters, stages, challenges, maps, all kinds of stuff. Super Smash Bros. For the Wii has the potential to be the best game on the Wii. Maybe the best game ever for Nintendo. It has the potential. It's going to be hard to top things like Ocarina of Time and just the original Super Mario Brothers, just because they were revolutionary at the time. But I think Super Smash Bros. Has a chance. And the Wii U, yes, it's probably going to be the least powered graphically, but I still think it's going to be fine. And this is what people said exactly about the Wii. They said the Wii is a piece of junk. The Wii's going to do terrible. The Wii's it's the highest selling system of the generation. And then everyone's like, oh, motion controls are gimmicks. Then what do Xbox and the PlayStation come out with? Motion controls. PlayStation Move, an exact ripoff of Wii remotes. Xbox, what is that called? Kinect. You're just sitting here going like this, playing my game. Here I'm playing my game. At least with the Wii, you have controllers. Okay, Kinect's kind of cool, but you look like a fool. Yeah, everyone just made fun of motion control, and then a couple months later, they adapt motion control because they see people like it. Yes, it might have been a fad, but people like it. And so they were eating their words. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be like the Wii all over again. People said the Wii was going to fail. Best-selling console of the generation. The Wii U might not be the best-selling console, but it's not going to fail. So, we'll see. But that's all really I have wrong about that. Hopefully I'm wrong. It's just ever since it came out, I don't hear much about it. People are still on the regular Wii. That is true. And you don't hear a lot about the Wii U because it's new and it doesn't have a lot of games. Like I said, it needs more games. I just like PS3 because of a few of the exclusive that I've seen played are basically movies with some button input. Yeah, I've heard that too, that they're all just like cutscenes that you can't really skip. And so those were just some comments that I just addressed in the chat section here on YouTube. And so I'm going to wrap this podcast up. We've probably gone for plenty long enough, probably over 20 minutes. And so this podcast is going to be available to watch on YouTube, to download on TGameNTech.com, or you can listen to it and download it through iTunes. And so you can check me out on YouTube. My channel is TGameNTech. You can also follow me on Twitter, Tyler TGNT. All those links are in my YouTube videos. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are interested in more technology and gaming related videos and podcasts. And I do the occasional YouTube tips video and in a giveaway, which is actually happening right now, the iPad mini giveaway. If you have not entered that right now, you still have a couple days to enter. The giveaway does end March 31st at midnight. I'm pretty sure that's when it ends because we're going to be announcing the winner at the beginning of April. And so, yeah, that's going to wrap up this podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.